When it comes to protecting your heart, most people know the basics. Eat more fruits and vegetables, exercise regularly, cut down on salt and sugar. But sometimes the most dangerous threats to heart health are hiding in plain sight. Disguised as everyday comfort foods or marketed as harmless indulgences, if your goal is to keep your heart strong and your arteries clear, there are a few foods that you should think twice about before putting them on your plate. These foods don't just increase your risk of weight gain or blood pressure spikes, they go straight for your heart's health, silently building plaque, increasing inflammation, and making it harder for your body to function at its best. Let's take a closer look at 3 of the worst offenders you should avoid if you want to protect your heart and live longer, stronger, and healthier. These might include bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli meats, ham, and salami. For many people, these are standard items in their weekly meals. Sandwich here, a breakfast plate there. But behind the smoky flavor and convenience lies a troubling truth. Processed meats are often loaded with sodium, saturated fat, nitrates, and other preservatives that can wreak havoc on your cardiovascular system. Studies have repeatedly shown that people who consume processed meats regularly have a higher risk of heart disease and stroke compared to those who don't. What makes processed meats so harmful is not just their fat content, it's the way they're made. Curing, smoking, and preserving meat changes its chemical structure, introducing compounds that promote inflammation and oxidative stress in the body. High sodium content contributes to elevated blood pressure, which is a major risk factor for heart disease. Excess saturated fats contribute to cholesterol buildup in the arteries, making it harder for blood to flow freely. Over time, this can lead to atherosclerosis, heart attacks, or strokes. Even so-called lean or low-fat processed meats are often high in sodium and additives. If you truly care about your heart, it might be time to reconsider that morning bacon or quick salami sandwich. Second on the list is sugary beverages. At first glance, it might seem like drinks have nothing to do with your heart. But soda, sweetened iced teas, energy drinks, and even seemingly healthy options like flavored waters or fruit juices can contain alarming amounts of added sugar. A single can of soda might have 10 teaspoons of sugar or more. Your body doesn't need that. And when you flood your bloodstream with excess sugar, especially in liquid form, your heart pays the price. Sugary drinks are one of the leading causes of weight gain and obesity, which significantly increase your risk for heart disease. But the danger doesn't stop at the waistline. High sugar intake contributes to insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and elevated triglycerides in the blood. Over time, this can lead to metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions, including high blood pressure, high blood sugar, abnormal cholesterol levels, and excess body fat around the waist. All of these are red flags for cardiovascular disease. Moreover, unlike whole foods, sugary drinks don't make you feel full. You can down hundreds of calories in just a few gulps and still feel hungry, leading you to consume even more than you realize. What's especially tricky is that sugary drinks often masquerade as healthy choices. A fruit smoothie from a popular chain, for example, might contain more sugar than a can of soda. Sports drinks are often unnecessary unless you're doing intense, prolonged physical activity. Even so-called vitamin waters are often spiked with sweeteners. If you want to keep your heart healthy, water is your best friend. Herbal teas, sparkling water with no additives, or fresh homemade fruit-infused water can satisfy your thirst without putting your heart at risk. The third and perhaps most deceptively dangerous food is trans fat-laden products. While many food manufacturers have made efforts to reduce or eliminate artificial trans fats in recent years, they can still be found in some processed snacks, baked goods, and fast food. Trans fats are created through a process called hydrogenation, which turns liquid vegetable oils into solid fats to increase shelf life and improve texture. The problem is that your body doesn't know what to do with these unnatural fats. They disrupt the normal functioning of your cells and have a direct negative impact on heart health. Consuming even small amounts of trans fats can raise your bad LDL cholesterol levels while lowering your good HDL cholesterol. This 1-2 punch increases your risk for plaque buildup in the arteries and makes you more vulnerable to heart attacks and strokes. What's more, trans fats also promote inflammation and insulin resistance, contributing to the development of type 2 diabetes and further compounding heart risks. Foods that may still contain trans fats include microwave popcorn, packaged pastries, crackers, margarine, frozen pizza, and fried fast food. The tricky part is that trans fats can hide in the ingredient list under names like partially hydrogenated oil. Even if a label says 0 grams trans fat, it might still contain trace amounts if the serving size is small enough. Over time, those traces add up. The best defense is to avoid processed packaged foods as much as possible and stick to whole natural ingredients. When cooking at home, use heart-friendly oils like olive or avocado oil. When dining out, ask about cooking methods and avoid deep-fried items when possible. Protecting your heart doesn't mean you have to live on bland salads and boiled chicken. It means being aware of what you're putting into your body and making smart choices consistently. Enjoying the occasional indulgence is part of a balanced life, but when certain foods are a daily habit, they stop being treats and start becoming threats. One of the best things you can do is shift your focus toward foods that actively support heart health. Leafy greens, berries, whole grains, legumes, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish like salmon are all excellent choices. These foods are rich in antioxidants, fiber, healthy fats, and vital nutrients that nourish your cardiovascular system. They help reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and keep your arteries flexible and clean. By crowding your plate with good choices, it becomes easier to push the harmful ones aside. Another key is understanding how your overall lifestyle affects your heart. Diet is crucial, but it works hand in hand with exercise, sleep, stress management, and even social connection. A heart under constant stress or deprived of rest is more vulnerable to damage, even with a perfect diet. That's why a holistic approach works best. Eating well, moving daily, sleeping deeply, and maintaining positive relationships all play a role in heart health. It's also important to remember that your choices don't just affect you today. Heart disease often builds silently over years or decades. The food you eat today shapes the health of your arteries tomorrow. By staying informed and taking small, consistent steps toward healthier habits, you can dramatically lower your risk of heart attack, stroke, and premature death. You might not feel the difference immediately, but your future self will thank you. In the end, the heart is more than just a pump. It's a symbol of life, of emotion, of endurance. Every beat is a testament to your resilience. And while genetics and age play their part, you have more control over your heart's health than you might think. By avoiding processed meats, sugary drinks, and trans fats, you take 3 powerful steps toward a longer and healthier life. Combine that with nourishing foods and a mindful lifestyle, and you create a rhythm of wellness that your heart will follow with gratitude. So make the choice today, not out of fear, but out of love for the life still beating ahead of you. So now you know, some of the most common foods sitting on grocery store shelves or sizzling on your breakfast plate could be silently working against your heart. Processed meats, sugary drinks, and trans fat-loaded snacks might seem harmless in the moment, but over time they chip away at your health, clogging arteries and raising risks. You may not even feel until it's too late. The good news is, you have the power to choose better every single day. Small changes, like skipping that soda or swapping out the bacon, can lead to big differences in your long-term heart health. Think of your heart as your lifelong engine. Every bite you take either fuels it or burdens it. If you found this information helpful, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another tip to protect your health naturally. Got a question about heart-friendly foods or a favorite healthy swap you want to share? Drop it in the comments. We'd love to hear what changes you're making to show your heart some love. Thanks for watching, stay smart with your choices, and we'll see you in the next video.